Hey guys, welcome back to All Things Knives. It's your host Fletcher, and today we are going to be doing a K390 carry update. So, if y'all remember from the last video, this is K390 stropped at 1 micron with a stone finish of 600 grit plate diamond. Alright? So, carried this guy, and we had been so busy at work that it had actually basically started to dull. We were definitely on working edge, maybe even less. I then took it to a strop, worked it for a couple minutes, and then it was shaving receipt paper, or I guess cutting receipt paper. I could draw it through the receipt paper just fine. And it was doing that, actually, I would say somewhat rather easily. I then proceeded to cut cardboard boxes, ammo boxes, that were holding basically little boxes of ammo at work. And I cut through, I would say, a good amount of those, broke them down, and this thing is still going. So the stropped edge was actually rather sharp. It just kind of loses a little bit of that bite, but it still gets sharp. I mean, you can still hear that bite. You hear that bite it's taken with me? But I'd be hard pressed if this actually cut paper. I don't have any paper near me, but I just kind of wanted to do an update because I had stropped it, and it actually performed rather well. I didn't think it was going to come back. I kind of, because of S90V, it didn't really come back, at that point. But this came back to what I would say is hair shaving, probably 80 to 90% of original sharpness, since it was cutting receipt paper just fine, when it was definitely tearing receipt paper before. And if I had to guess, was pretty close to tearing copier paper. I probably wasn't exactly done with the working edge, but I was really getting there. I was starting to feel it kind of lag behind. And then as soon as I was done, it was just right back to go. So that was rather impressive. I didn't see any chips on the edge, and I still don't. I don't see any rolling or anything. That's what's really impressive about these high Rockwell tool steels, is that they have a very high edge stability, and it actually really helps them when it comes to stropping and maintaining basically the edge shape that you put on them when you sharpen, which means ultimately longer edge life, which if you like knives and you use your knives, is probably something that you should think about in terms of performance and what you would want in a good quality steel. The knife itself is phenomenal. I love the Endela. I'm definitely going to be doing a review on it once I'm done with the carry. Same thing with the Delica and the Endura. All these Seki City models with the K390 on them, they're a steal of a deal. If you found yourself some money from the holidays, go ahead and buy one of these. That's just my short-term review. You'll get a full one from me. Just go ahead and pick one of these up. I mean, you've been missing out on these, honestly, if you don't already have one. The geometry's good on them. They cut through cardboard just amazingly. K390 is awesome. It's awesome sauce. If there was a sauce and it was bottled, and then you saw a little sticker on it, the name would be Awesome Sauce. It would say K390 Awesome Sauce. This guy's really been, and I haven't really had time too. This last week I worked 60 hours, and it was the holidays, right? So whenever I wasn't at work, I was getting ready for Christmas, which is today, by the way. Merry Christmas, everyone. When you see this video, basically will tell you how far out I plan my videos. So, and you should see a couple where I've said Merry Christmas. I'm probably filming 8 or 9 today just because I have the day off and I haven't for a week. So, Merry Christmas, guys. K390, though, this past week has been pretty awesome. Luckily, I've had 3 knives I've been able to carry, so I carried this, I carried a Delica, and I carried the Endura. You'll see updates on those as well. But I was rather impressed with how it stropped back. It didn't quite have the bite, though, that I wanted after I stropped it. But I feel like that's actually rather normal, at least for me when I strop back. But I had stropped to 0.5 micron, but I just had to kind of knock that burr off. That's one thing to watch with K390 is burr as well. As long as you knock that off, though, you'll get a razor sharp edge. Razor sharp, and it'll perform pretty well. I would say that this guy isn't quite dull yet, that the edge still has a little more to go. I'm definitely going to test it after this video. I probably should have tested it beforehand, but I'm getting a little bit of free time. You know, my wife's asleep, so she's not using the TV. It's kind of quiet on Christmas Day, so I'm getting some videos out so you guys are able to have some content and I'm able to post it. That way when school starts back up, I got a bank of videos. My bank of videos was starting to run low. But I'm very impressed with this K390. It has performed very, very, very well. And I'm excited to see how it does. It's definitely working its way into a top 5 steel for me. It sharpens rather well. It takes a really good edge. It strops. Really, the only thing to kind of knock it down is the corrosion resistance. As you see, I got a little bit of speckling there of rust, but these things are still in production, and it's amazing that Spyderco is producing these for as cheap as they are. So far, 100%. Get yourself one of these, get it reground, create just a freaking laser beam of a knife, and just carry it. These things are phenomenal. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, supporting the content. If you like knives and you're not subscribed or have that notification bell, turn that on. I post videos pretty regularly, so if you like knife content and you want to cover all things about knives, then All Things Knives is your place to be. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and most importantly, don't forget to stay sharp.